Hello. Today we're going to read a book by Dr. Seuss entitled And to Think That It Happened on Mulberry Street. This book is about a little boy that's encouraged to use his imagination to tell a story about things that he see on his way to school and on his way back home. Let's see what happens in this particular story. And to think that it happened on Mulberry Street. And to think that it happened on Mulberry Street by Dr. Seuss. When I leave home to walk to school, Dad always said to me, Marco, keep your eyelids up and see what you can see. But when I tell him where I've been and what I think I've seen, he looks at me sternly and says, Your eyesight's much too keen. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning minnows into whales. Now, what can I say when I get home today? And there he is, off to school. All the long way to school and all the way back home, I look and I've looked and I've kept careful track, but all that I've noticed, except my own feet, was a horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. There's the horse and the wagon on Mulberry Street. That's nothing to tell of. That won't do, of course. Just a broken down wagon that's drawn by a horse. That can't be my story. That's only a start. I'll say that a zebra was pulling a cart. And that is a story that no one can beat. When I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Yes, the zebra is fine, but I think it's a shame. Such a marvelous beast with a cart that's so tamed. The story would really be better to hear if the driver I saw was a charioteer. A gold and blue chariot, something to meet, rumbling and thundering down Mulberry Street. And there he has a chariot. I like how he's using his imagination to develop his story. Now, it won't do at all. A zebra is too small. A reindeer is better. He's fast and he's fleet. And he looks mighty smart on Mulberry Street. Hold on a minute. There's something wrong. A reindeer hates the way it feels to pull a thing that runs on wheels. He'd do much better, instead, if he could pull a fancy sled. Okay. A reindeer and sled? Say, anyone can think of that. Jack or Fred or Joe or Ned. Say, even June can think of that. But it isn't too late to make one little change. A sleigh and an elephant. That's something strange. I'll pick one with plenty of power and size. A blue one with plenty of fun in his eyes. And then, just to give him a little more tone, I'll have a Rajah with rubies perched on a throne. Say, that makes a story that no one can beat. When I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But now I don't know. It still doesn't seem right. An elephant pulling a thing that's so light would whip it around in the air like a kite. But he looked simply grand with a great big brass band. Mm. A band that's so good should have someone to hear it, but it's going so fast it can hardly keep up near it. I'll put it on a trailer. I know they won't mind if a man sits and listens while hitched behind. But now, is that fair? Is it fair what I've done? I bet those wagons weigh more than a ton. That's really too heavy a load for one beast. I'll give him some helpers. He need at least two. But now, what worries me is this. Mulberry Street runs into Bliss. Unless there's something I can fix up, there'll be an awful traffic mix up. There's Bliss. Bliss must be a very, 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 very busy street. It takes police to do the trick, to guide them through where the traffic's thick. It takes police to do that trick. They'll never crash now. They'll race at top speed with Sergeant Mulvancy himself in the lead. There they got he got the police out there leading them, so they can direct traffic. The mayor is there, and he think it is grand, and he raises his hat as they dash by the stand. The mayor is there, and the aldermen too, all waving big banners of red, white, and blue. And that is the story that one can't beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. With a roar of its motor, an airplane appeared and dumped out confetti while everyone cheered. And that made a story that's really not bad, but it still could be better. Suppose I add. And there's the illustrations of all the things of his story in his mind. These are the things that he's going to add. A Chinese boy who eats with sticks. A big magician doing tricks. A 10-feet beard that needs a comb. No time for more. I'm almost home. Oh, he's writing that story in his imagination. I swung around the corner and dashed through the gate. I ran up the steps and I felt simply great. For I had a story that no one could beat, and to think that it happened on Mulberry Street. But Dad said quite calmly, just draw up a stool and tell me the sights on your way to school. There was so much to tell, I just couldn't begin. Dad looked at me sharply and pulled at his chin. He frowned at me sternly from there in his seat. Was there something to look at? No people to greet? Did nothing excited you or make your heart beat? Nothing, I said, growing red as a beet, but a plain horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. Now, you can use your imagination And you can write about what happened on your street, whether you're on the way to the grocery store or just out for a ride with your parents. You can write a story about what you see.